Good evening. Welcome to Hungarian Public Media's News in English, Hungary Reports. I'm Híradó, bringing you today's news from Hungary and the Carpathian Basin. Let's get started. Authorities have reinforced border protection at the Röszke border crossing, where illegal migrants tried to enter Hungary forcefully at dawn on Tuesday. The group of organized young men finally backed off when the authorities made warning shots. They detained 5 illegal border crossers on the Hungarian side and have launched criminal proceedings against them. Young adults from Africa and Asia continue to wait in towns outside Hungary's border in the hopes of entering the European Union.
A day after Tuesday's incident, the situation is still tense. There are over 300 migrants in Híradó alone. Immigrants do not understand why they cannot continue their journey. In the meantime, there are regular clashes among them. On Tuesday, these Syrian men got into a fight with Pakistani and Afghan migrants. 20 people attacked us here close by, said the Syrian immigrant, who still has gashes on his face. A group of 70 migrants took off from this area Tuesday morning to try to break through the Hungarian border. Police arrested 5 migrants in the area who were proven to be involved in the crime. They launched criminal proceedings against them for illegal border crossing. The Röszke border crossing opened at 7 a.m. on Wednesday. The authorities have now reinforced border protection there. The gate that is normally used for pedestrian traffic was closed with a wired fence and 4 rows of barbed wires. The operation in Röszke was organized and violent. These young men tried to enter Hungarian territory with the help of human smugglers. This is in the video uploaded to the Hungarian government's community site. This is what György Bakondi, the Prime Minister's chief Homeland Security advisor, said about the event, recalling that the incident took place at a symbolic location. In the fall of 2015, even large numbers of immigrants tried to enter Hungary by force there. He reaffirmed that the Hungarian border control system is working well.
There are still no known cases of the coronavirus yet in Hungary. The Surgeon General and the State Secretary of Healthcare have confirmed that they've prepared for all possibilities. They have the instruments needed to diagnose a patient, and hospitals know what the plan is in case somebody brings the virus to an institution.
The exam period ends soon, so there are only a couple of students at the Semmelweis University building. There are almost 400 students from Eastern Asia studying at the institute. Of them, 52 Chinese students will start the second term in a couple of days. The Vice Rector for Clinical Affairs of the university has said that they are prepared for the arrival of students coming from coronavirus-affected areas. The university students have to fill out a survey. The survey simply questions if they have been abroad recently. The incubation period is the past 2 to 3 weeks. If so, where? If it's China, then exactly what part, and have they come in contact with anyone who was confirmed to have the coronavirus? Also, we ask about the symptoms the virus can cause, and according to that, we have an action plan, Attila Szabó said. At the Budapest airport, flights have been departing to China every day of the week since the end of last year, so the airport and the National Public Health Center have been continuously discussing the coronavirus. Hand sanitizer gels are available in passenger areas, and the airport staff will be cleaning more frequently. Passengers flying to Shanghai have taken health advice and are wearing face masks to prevent the infection. The majority of the passengers said that they aren't afraid because they trust the authorities.
Not very. Because now the situation is under control, people, they stay at home, so I think that will be better soon. Like in 10 days, in 2 weeks, everything will be normal.
The head of communication at Budapest Airport said that they are prepared for extreme measures the authorities may have to take, such as the segregation of infected passengers, setting up quarantines and disinfecting the buildings and aircrafts. The chief medical officer emphasized that there still isn't anyone infected with the coronavirus in Hungary, although there was a Chinese pilot who arrived with a fever on a plane from Shanghai. The first examination showed that the man was not sick from the new virus. Out of precaution, he was taken to St. László Hospital. By the next morning, his fever went down and he no longer had symptoms. The State Secretary for Healthcare highlighted that they are continuously monitoring the advice of the World Health Organization and are making precautions based on it.
But the ordinary flu season is unfortunately well underway in Hungary. According to last week's data, more than 17,000 people have turned to their doctors with flu-like symptoms. In just a week, the number of flu patients almost tripled in Veszprém County and doubled in Csongrád and Tolna counties. The flu virus was identified through lab tests in several counties. Unemployment is at a record low. It dropped to 3.3% at the end of last year, putting it in fourth place in Europe after the Czech, German and Polish unemployment rates. 2019 was the first year since the regime change when the average number of workers was more than 4.5 million, a historic record for Hungary. According to economists, the trend could continue with a program to bring new mothers back to the workforce, for example.
No matter the weather, there's no stopping the construction industry. A team of more than a dozen workers is currently carrying out an expansion at the Híradó elementary school. The contractor will have to carry out projects for altogether almost 60 million euros. To be able to complete them, they've been expanding their workforce and raising wages in order to keep their employees. We've been increasing paychecks at a much higher rate than other companies in this field on average. In the past 5 years, wages have grown by about 60% here, the owner of the company explained. Professionals also receive a 13th month's salary and other benefits. Last year, the construction industry had one of the biggest wage increases, another reason why employment continued to grow in this sector, almost as much as in the manufacturing industry. The state secretary in charge of employment policy said the number of people employed increased by 840,000 since the elections in 2010. The greatest increase during this period was in the private sector, where the number of employees grew by almost 710,000. This means that last year, the average number of people employed was over 4.5 million, raising the employment rate to over 70%. At the same time, the number of unemployed fell to 160,000. In other words, the unemployment rate is just 3.4%, which is among the best in the European Union. The government will provide additional support to further improve it. For example, a program to help pregnant mothers with training and scholarships will soon be launched in order to get more people back on the labour market. We want to start a program that's actually going to kick off in a couple of days that helps mothers during that period when they're at home with their children so they can benefit from trainings and education, Bodó Sándor explained. In addition, the government wants more people to get started in businesses. They would also be assisted professionally, for example with the preparation of a business plan, and will receive financial support of about 13,000 euros. It is estimated that 9,000 new businesses will be created by the end of the year. All this is covered by last year's economic growth of about 5%. The country's perception of risk has also significantly improved as a result of the strong GDP growth even at an EU level.
Balatonfüred's carbonated springs and their healing effects have been known for centuries. The most well-known of them is the Kossuth Lajos spring, located at Gyógy Square in the Balaton lakeside town. The mineral water, often called sour water, is protected from the elements with a classicist fountain house made of 12 pillars and a roof built in 1802. The spring was named after Lajos Kossuth in 1952, and the fountain was completely renovated in 1993. The healing effects of the water are amplified by the calm surroundings and good air quality. The locomotive number 375, placed on a bridge that crosses over the Budai Nagy Antal Street in Balatonalmádi, commemorates the former railway line that traveled between Alsóörs and Veszprém. The 50-ton, 330-horsepower machine, capable of 60 kilometers per hour, is nicknamed Kati and was a popular locomotive of the Hungarian State Railway, MÁV. This 22-kilometer section of the railway network operated from 1909 for 60 years and 3 months. The bridge was restored in 1992 and the locomotive engine was added to it 2 years later. That's all for today. Catch the English news every day around 11:20 p.m. local time or stream it anytime online. Coming right up are M1's other foreign language news broadcasts. Thanks for watching. Good night.